Hi all. Hi all, we're back. Yesterday was an off day. I'm not sure why. Sometimes life gets overwhelming. Anyway, I'm getting these great looks from people. I sit in my car, and talk to you and share with you ideas. And it's perfect lead into what I want to talk to you about, which is surprise versus expectation. We're here learning. We're learning how to live over here. So many of our struggles, daily struggles, mental health struggles, have to do with we just never learned how to be us, how to live in a body, have a soul, deal with emotions. So it's food and fuel for the mind to learn how to live better, and we wind up having much less of our mental health issues and struggles when we learn positive ways to live. But I'm not surprised at all that I get funny looks from people. I live in a very religious, very observant community, and everyone's always looking at what everyone else is doing and judging, and a lot of it has to do with projecting their own stuff, and we have to do a video about projecting. I think I could do videos all day. There's just so much to talk about, but I'll have to limit myself. But remind me if to talk about projecting. Anyway, surprise versus expectation. This is a very important mental health piece, a thought piece, being a thought warrior. Maybe I'll call everybody my thought warriors. So it's like this. So here I am in this situation, and people are staring at me funny or whatever, but I'm not surprised. I expect it. And that's a big difference. I think a lot of times things will happen. There'll be a response. Something will happen to us, and we're surprised. We're thrown off by how someone reacts to us, or we're surprised or thrown off by a way we're feeling or reacting to something. And the truth is that if we would do what I like to call meditating, history meditating on your history, which is another topic to cover. It was just taking time. A lot of people have a hard time with meditation and mindfulness. What am I going to think about? What if you took 5 minutes, not even 2 minutes, and you thought about times in your past? It's particularly effective when you're facing a challenge, and you wonder if you can get through it. And what if you think about a time in the past where you've felt similarly, and yet here you are, alive and well? So it's this idea of becoming aware of the patterns, becoming aware of things that are typically occurring to us, and then in the moment when they happen, I was expecting that. I was more aware that that could happen, and then I'm more prepared when it actually happens. It doesn't throw me off. It doesn't send me for a loop. I'm trying to think of a better example of it. Well, like for me, it doesn't throw me off. Now, if I'm sitting here in the car and I'm surprised, meaning I wasn't expecting it, then I would be thrown for a loop. I'd have a hard time continuing to talk, or it would bother me, or any one of a number of things. But I'm expecting it. I'm expecting, people to have their issues, people to look funny at things that are different, and so it doesn't throw me for a loop. And I think that's the key over here, is that's my choice. I can be surprised or I can expect it because it's going to happen anyway. So often feelings of depression, anxieties really center around control, healthy control. Most of the people that I'm working with are struggling to keep the focus on what's in their control. They're very, very aware of things that are beyond their control, which is a whole topic for itself also. But in our efforts to be focused on what's in our control and try to let go of the things that are beyond, we control what we think about and the words we'll say and the actions that we'll take. But we don't control the people. We don't control the consequences or reactions to the things that we do. And so this would be one of those pieces, is that I can be aware. I can spend some time thinking of the things that might likely occur. I can spend some time contemplating how I've been received, how the world has received me, the kind of reactions I've gotten in the past, and then when it actually comes in the moment, I'm expecting it. I'm expecting it. I'm not surprised, and I think that surprise really throws us for a loop, and we can choose not to be surprised. But it's going to take some time. But anyway, try it out today. You're in the moment, and you're feeling a fear or worry, a concern, you're not sure. Take a second and do a personal history meditation. Contemplate a time you've been in a similar situation and see how that worked out. Get used to using the mind yourself. Thoughts and our mind is our tool. It belongs to us. We choose what to think, and we can choose how to use it. And that's one of the ways, is to contemplate a time in the past that's similar to the one in the future. And I say, I've seen this pattern before. I've been here before. And I start to expect it. And then in the moment it hits me, and I also expect it. It's the same thing like any athlete. They're training on scenarios. The two teams that are in the Super Bowl right now, they're training scenarios. They're likely going to do this. How will we react? They likely might do this. How will we react? We're training ourselves to be ready, to know how to handle certain situations. And all of us can do that mentally. And everyone knows already by now in the athletic world the importance of mental training, as important as the physical training. But we ourselves need to do training. But we've got a real value, a real wealth of information that's called our past, our previous experiences. We've seen our experiences as we've gone through life, how the universe has interacted with us, and let's make use of that. Let's think about times in the past and how things have gone, and we'll be better prepared for the moment. Let's throw them for a loop, and then we'll be more present, more able to function with positivity. Okay, you thought warriors, to be continued tomorrow.